Alrighty. Here I am interviewing Mr. Cronin, the Faith and Sacraments teacher here. So to get started, when and where were you born?
Youngstown, Ohio, when it was there. It's left. It has. Lost 75% of its population. Hi, Rick. Have I ever said this to you? He was so happy hearing my voice. August 31st, 1953. And Eisenhower was president, if you care.
Yeah, happens. So, how was your family life?
It was a Blatz. That's a Pittsburgh beer, and a Blatz. Having parents who were alcoholics. My grandmother lived with us, my mother's mother. She was from Scotland, so I can do brews real well. I only get invited to a party once, never back again for some reason. You know that, Rick, don't you? What was the other part of it?
It was just family life.
Family life, okay. That's just probably said enough. My grandmother and my father had a very interesting. She was not his father, but she was not his mother. But they were very passive aggressive in their dealings with one another. It's a very Irish thing. You know.
So, when you graduated high school, did you go to college or not?
I went to work for 1 year, and I realized how much I hated it.
Where'd you work?
It was a supermarket in Boardman, Ohio, outside south of Youngstown. I hated it. That's how I knew I wanted to go to college. So I did. Youngstown State University.
Interesting.
The Penguins.
What did you major in?
I majored in history. And eventually I left Youngstown State after 3 years. I went to St. Gregory College Seminary for 2 years because I needed to make up all this philosophy.
Yeah.
And then I went on to graduate school at that time, a theology they call them, Mount St. Mary's of the West.
So, any significant events with the world while you were growing up that you?
Oh hell yes! The Cold War. The Cold War was going, and I remember the Cuban Missile Crisis. We all thought we were going to die. Of course, how old was I? 9, maybe. Yeah. So I really didn't realize the depth of this whole thing. The JFK's assassination, November 22nd, 1963. That's kind of when this country lost its innocence in many ways. I guess the Civil War had something to do with that before, but. And then Vietnam. I was kind of in denial about the reality that I could get drafted, and then it became a lottery, and I won, and then it became a volunteer army. All the protests going on. Hey, LBJ, how many kids did you kill today? That kind of stuff. It was a pretty awful time, very difficult time. And then the 70s hit, and I came to Cincinnati in 1975.
Okay.
To the seminary for the Diocese of Youngstown.
So when did you start working at X?
Don't laugh here, Father Milborn. It was, he's not going to hear this stuff. You what the hell I do? When I start working here, August 1986. August 1986.
So, were there could you find any similarities or differences between your high school that you went to when you were a kid and St. X?
Originally, I taught at McNicholas, and there were a lot of similarities there because I went to a co-ed Catholic high school in Youngstown. Ursuline High School. We pronounce it correctly. The only word they ever pronounce correctly up there. They say Ursuline down here. I don't get that at all. It was a co-ed, and so McNicholas was, plus Kelly green was a common color. And St. X, well, there are a lot of differences. First of all, we had all classes, all varieties of kids from all over the north of the Mahoning River. Went to Youngstown, Ursuline, and it wasn't all male. And it was the late 60s, early 70s, which is a very different time from ours. I never met any real conservatives or Republicans until I came to Cincinnati. I didn't know they were Catholics who were Republicans. What is this?
What's going on?
That was pretty different. Yeah. Steel town.
Yeah.
Grimy, tough town.
Grungy, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you teach faith and sacraments to sophomores.
Well, teach might be a stretch, but I'm in a classroom with them. Especially this time of year.
Through your experiences in the class, could you say how teenagers today are different from teenagers back then?
Very different from then. Arrogance just seeped off the walls. It was so thick, and these kids they challenge everything. These guys don't ever challenge anything except him. He's a pain in the ass. That one. And I keep trying to get them to do that. To my sorrow, they've started. I said, wait till I retire, then start doing that. In a democracy, we need...
Well, that's about it, but
Okay.
any words for the parting seniors?
Question. Don't just buy everything your parents say. For God's sake, be yourself. You got to individuate yourself. And you aren't your parents. You're you. Become who you were meant to be. And the glory of God is human, the man who is fully alive. To be fully alive. And they just fall into the place where their parents are. Which I guess maybe is that true, guys your age? Because it is true there.
I'd say to a point. It's as we age, it gets